This is problem 1.30 from Francois Tardieu's Backgammon Strategic Concepts book, chapter 1. Here's the position. We are blue. We rolled a 3-2. Our home board's bottom right. Look at three possible moves for the 3-2. I'll give you my quick observations, some of Tardieu's key points, Tardieu's expert analysis with feedback from XG, Tardieu's summary, and then at the end of the video, I'll modify the position, and I have a few questions about that. Here's the first possible move, making a tempo hit on the ace point, 6-1, like this. Puts whites on the bar, disrupting their attack. Leaves a blot on the 1 point. Gives us time to develop our board or possibly escape our back checker while white is trying to get on. Second possible move is to slot the 4 and cover the blot on the 10, like this. Covers our blot and makes the 10 point. Strips the midpoint. After the row, we'll have 2 checkers on the midpoint before we had 3. Slots the 4 point, which won't be too hard to cover if we don't get hit. And it keeps our back checker back, preserving contact back here on the 22. Third possibility is to step up from the 22 to the 20 and covering our blot 13-10, like this. Steps up to the 20 in hopes of escaping. Reduces our contact value while we are behind in the race. Usually when we're behind in the race, we want to have as much contact as possible. We don't mind, we don't want to give white an easy escape past us. Here we're making it a little easier for white to escape or to get past us by moving our back checker up to the 20. Leaves a blot on the 20 point by moving up here. We're leaving a blot on the 20 point, which is white's 5 point, which white definitely wants, making it a desirable target for white. This blot on the 20 here. Makes the useful 10 point, and it strips the midpoint. Here are the 3 final positions. Compare each final board. Look at the features of each position of each board, and look at the pip count, the strength of each player's board, and threats facing each player after the move, and think about which one you would prefer to make. Let's recap. Here's the first possibility, the tempo hit on the 1 before and after. Second possible move, slotting the 4 and covering the blot on the 10 before and after. And the third possible move, stepping up from 22 to 20 and covering the blot on 10 before and after. Let's look at Tardieu's, some of Tardieu's key points. Tardieu says tempo shots are called for when white has other blots to hit or when they're threatening to prime us. Neither of those conditions exist, so this is a sign to stay back, just to play solidly and try to improve our structure, not moving up from the 22 to the 20. Making the 10 point is a valuable structural asset and begins to develop a prime from our 4 point to our 10 point. We're behind in the race, so the 22 point is a good goalkeeper. Stepping up to the 20 point reduces contact and also becomes a prime target for white. Unstacking the 6 point to slot the 4 point lays the groundwork for a solid attacking structure, and being hit is not decisive. If we do get hit, we'll have no trouble coming in and we'll have a very flexible position. Let's see what Tardieu and XG say about each of the different moves. The tempo hit, 6-1, Tardieu says we should hit loose on the ace point if white is threatening and if we have a better home board. That's not the case here. Also, white does not have any other blots on the board. Another reason why this position does not call for a tempo shot. That's why this is the third best of the top three rolls, according to XG. The second best of the top three rolls, is to step up 22-20 and cover our blot on the 10. Making the 10 point is a valuable structural asset, which can become part of the prime of a prime. It also covers three strategic points, 4, 5, and 7 points. You could use the checkers on the 10 to make any of those points. We're still behind in the race, so the blot on the 22 is a good goalkeeper. We really don't want to move him from the 22 up. Stepping up to the 20 reduces our contact value, which is the opposite of what we want to do. That's why this is the second best move, not the first best. The first best move is to keep our man back here on the 22 and cover and slot. Making the 10 point again is a valuable structural asset, covers those three strategic points. Slotting the 4 point by unstacking our 6 point lays the groundwork for a solid attacking structure. And being hit here on the 4 wouldn't hurt us too badly. So this is the best move to make. If we did get hit, worst case scenario, we'd come right in and we'd have a very flexible board. Tardieu's summary: when you are behind in the race, even slightly, try not to step up to one of your opponent's most valued points, here, the 20. Staying back will give you more control and force your opponent to play more carefully. So we should stay back, cover the blot, and try to improve our board here. 6-4. If I modify the position so that we're ahead in the race before the roll by 3, so we'll be ahead by 8 after the roll. Now, when we give ourselves the racing lead, stepping up from the 22 point and reducing contact with our opponent becomes the right idea. Now we just want to get past our opponent, so we don't want to get hit. We don't want to stay back. We want to move past our opponent. We don't care if he goes past us. To me, this reinforces the idea that we should not reduce contact if we are behind in the race, the opposite, which is the original position. Let me know if you agree or not, if you have a question, or if you see something I might be missing. All questions and comments are welcome. Make sure to check out Alex Eshaghian's excellent review of Tardieu's book on YouTube, as well as Sunny Florida Backgammon Club's informative series and lessons on Francois Tardieu's book, also on YouTube.